Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Today is January 18th, and I announced recently in my newsletter that on Saturdays, and I keep looking down at my face, on Saturdays at 8 a.m. and Tuesdays at 5 p.m., what I'll be offering going forward is a virtual meeting such as this. It'll be in a group setting depending on how many people sign in. And what we can do is use that hour to talk about where you're struggling, where you've had success. We can take that time to develop a meal plan for the week, help you figure out what to get for grocery shopping, ask any questions that you have that have come up as you go throughout your week, and so forth. And so since this is my first day, Saturdays at 8 a.m., I know a lot of people like to sleep in and such. So because it's just me, I figured I would take this time to show you a little bit of my process that I go through at the beginning of each week, sometimes in the middle, to figure out, what I'm going to have for my meals and how I create a grocery list from there. And so I'm going to share my screen. All right, so hopefully you can see the screen. So the nutrition program that I'm following has different tiers of macros based on your weight and your activity level and your goals. And so, for example, I'm on Plan B, not the other Plan B that most of us know about, but a regular Plan B. And it gives me a different color coding for each macro. And so, for example, I'm on Plan B because I'm working out 45 minutes or more intensively 4 to 5 times a week. And so, and I'm looking to release some weight. And with that in mind, then I get 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm on a vegan plan. So I forgot to add that in because that also affects the different macros that I get. And so it gives me 6 portions of vegetables, which is the green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 portions of protein, which is the red, 3 portions of carbs, 2 portions of fruit, and 2 different one each of a healthy fat. So blue is like avocado, what else goes in the blue? Hummus, coconut, things like that. And then orange is more seeds, like, so blue would also be nuts like almonds and stuff. And then orange is more seeds like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and so forth, dressings. And then this color, this is just one that I made up because I need to track it. But it's like oils, like, if I were to use coconut oil in something, but this is also butters. So if I were to use almond butter in my breakfast, then that counts as a teaspoon. So what I've done, this is what works for me. I'm more of a visual. I tried like the tallying and stuff, and there's a different way to tally. So what I did was I listed out my days, and then I included my rest day because one other thing that I forgot to mention is I'm following a timed nutrition program. So this is not to sound complicated, but it's more to show how flexible and customizable these programs are, because you can try different things based on, again, what your goals are, how fast you want to get there, and so forth. And so I'm following a timed nutrition, and what it does is it lays out the day and it says, okay, for example, I work out first thing in the morning. So before I work out, I'm going to have a combination of vegetables, protein, carbs, and healthy fats. And then after I work out, I'm going to have my post-workout recovery drink and a fruit and a teaspoon. And then about an hour after I work out, 1 to 2 hours after I eat the snack, then I'll have another combination of just veggies, protein, and carbs, no oils. And then the last 4 meals I can mix and match however I see fit. What I've found is that it's been difficult for me to have 4 meals after that fact, so I combined dinner. So in dinner, I get 2 portions. I'm choosing to have 2 portions of vegetables, a protein, a carb, a fruit, a healthy fat, and then an oil of some sort. So I laid out my meals. I laid out my days, and then I laid out what each meal macro combination consists of. And then I've got it for the week. So I've started mapping out what I'm going to have, and then I have notes. So what I'll use with notes is just kind of to remind myself, like, maybe Monday I'm going out to dinner with the family. And so I'll keep that in mind and not grocery shop for that day for myself because we're going to go out to dinner with the family. Or, on Tuesday we're having a team lunch at work. Things like that. So that just helps me to look forward to my week to make sure I remember what's going on. And then I can plan around my events, my, special activities and so forth. I think I need to make this less than 10 minutes video, and it doesn't tell me how long I've been recording. So, oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, so I might break this up. So from there, after I lay out my days, I make my notes, I'll start actually putting together my meals. So there are some base meals that I have, like, I know it works for me. I'm not really going to deviate. So that includes my pre-workout meal. Personally, I digest food very slowly. My body digests food very slowly. So I can't really have anything too heavy or like too complicated to eat because I don't have that much time. I already, as it is, I wake up at 4. I have my lovely thyroid medication that I need to take first thing when I wake up, and then I have to wait half an hour to eat. Puts me at 4:30. And then I eat breakfast as fast as I can so that I can start working out by 5:15. With that in mind. And so it's those little things, like as you start going through your days, your weeks, you learn what works for you and what doesn't, and then you adjust going from there. Like last week, I tried having this burrito for breakfast before my workout, and it was just so much to eat. And it took me like a good 15-20 minutes because I'm also a slow eater. Slow digester, slow eater. It took me a good 15-20 minutes to eat it. So by the time I was done eating, it was 5 o'clock, and that was like when I needed to start working out if I was going to start work on time. Not a good idea. So what I decided was to move that meal over to my rest day, because then I'm not rushing to eat. I don't need it to digest at any time because I'm not going to be working out heavily. So back up. And so if I have a base meal, like for example, this is what I've found as my most easily digestible, is to have 2 scoops of my greens powder, because that counts as a vegetable in my program. I'm doing a scoop and a half of protein powder. I found this brown rice. So I'm going to alternate between brown rice and oats, but I cook oats and then this brown rice, I think it's called farina cereal, that gets kind of mushy. And so the night before, I'll blend it with the water and the almond butter. And then in the morning, I'll just use like a shaker bottle to put in the protein powder and the greens boost. And then I'll just shake it up real quick, drink it, and then it's good to go. And so because I know I'm going to have that for breakfast, I'll just copy that into my workout days. And so now I've got 5 days for my breakfast, for my first meal covered. And then I always have my post-workout recover drink after my workout. And then sometimes I'll specify the fruit, but really it just depends on what I have in the house. So for this, I can either just put fruit or apple. But how do I want to? Let me back up. I guess it helps to specify if you're creating a grocery list from here. But fruit doesn't really last in our house, and so I can put apples, and then I never know if we're going to have it or not. And so I'll copy that also. But I know at least, going into my week, I'm going to need 5 servings of fruit just for my post-workout. But thankfully, mostly I work out at work and they've got fruit there. So worst comes to worst, I can start keeping apples at my desk. Okay, and then for my post-workout meal, this is where I can start getting a little bit more creative. And so because I'm following a vegan plan, my protein choices are a little bit more limited. But here you could do like eggs if you're not vegan, eggs, ground beef, ground turkey, depending on what your preferred protein is. You could do a shake. So I'm going to just type out some of my protein choices to keep it kind of front of mind. I also, if you are already a customer and you're using Beachbody On Demand, this is where I want to show you a few things that not everybody knows about. And if you're not a customer, then this is the benefit of having Beachbody On Demand so I will go in to my Beachbody On Demand account. And this is our online platform where you can find the nutrition programs and the workouts that you've purchased. So I come over here to nutrition because sometimes I forget what my protein options are. And then I will go into my nutrition program and resources. And then as you can see, so there's tons of stuff here. So if I wanted to just not even think about it, I could say, okay, I want the meal calendar for Plan B vegan. And it's a 7-day calendar. It's all laid out for breakfast, for all the meals. And then there's another separate document with the grocery list. So if you're coming at this I don't even want to think about it, I don't know what I'm doing, just tell me what to do, this is a perfect way to go. Personally, I realized last week that this doesn't follow the timed nutrition, and so I kind of had to finagle it a little bit. But I don't want to take too much time on this video and do that. And so I just wanted to show you what's available. But back to what I was doing, I can go back and find the resource that shows what's in my food list. So that was, I think I closed it too fast. That was the vegan food list document. And so here I can say, okay, this is everything I can have for vegetables. This is everything I can have for fruits. And these are my proteins. So this is what I was needing a reminder of. And then not only does it tell you what's included for that macro, but it gives it to you in the order of most nutritious to not as nutritious. So it's still healthy, or it's still nutritious for you. It's just not as much of quality, if you're going to be eating it day in, day out. So here it reminds me I can have beans, which is great because I'm making those right now in my Instapot. Tofu, tempeh. Oh, I've got tempeh in the fridge. So that reminds me I can come back because I totally forgot I bought it. And now I need to start using it up. So I'm going to have tempeh for my protein. I'm also making, I can also make some quinoa. And then for the veggies, what sounds like it would go good with that? Tempeh, quinoa, and let's just put spinach and make like a mix type thing. And I'm a creature of habit. If I find something I like, I'm just going to have it for a couple days. And so I'm going to have that as my post-workout meal for the 4 days while I'm at work. And then I would do the same for the next few meals. So this kind of gives you an idea of just how I walk through my process. And shows you how you can plan ahead and prepare yourself for the week. So then once I have this all mapped out, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I'm a slow processor. Once I have this all mapped out, then I'll build my grocery list. And so I was doing this on Sundays, but now that it's Saturday morning, I think I'm just going to keep doing it Saturday morning, because then it gives me time to shop on Saturday. I can have everything ready to be prepped on Sunday, and then I'm good to go for the week. What I would recommend, and what I'm hearing from some people, is that you would also consider doing this maybe, so depending on the size of your fridge, depending on how you keep your vegetables, maybe only shop for the first 3 or 4 days and then come back to this on Wednesday or Thursday, do the rest of your shopping. I tend to sometimes relax a little bit on the weekends, which is, from what I hear, a common thing. But what I would suggest is, as much as possible, plan out your meals, have them with you, and, maybe plan out going out once or twice during the weekend, because it's so easy, especially if you're looking to lose weight and you're working hard all week. It is so easy to go off plan on the weekends. And then you can completely, like if you create a calorie deficit Monday through Friday, and then you go out Friday night, Saturday night, you can just completely negate everything that you've done work-wise through the week, and then create frustration if you're not seeing, the numbers change, the way your clothes are fitting change. And, that can be in one meal, that can be all, an all day kind of snacking thing. And so I highly recommend, as much as you can, to stay on track on the weekends, have your meals prepped out, have your snacks, keep your workouts in there. If, even if it's just like a walk or a yoga session or something, so that you are creating that habit of movement. You're giving your body something, you're giving your body energy, you're giving your body a stress release, and basically not undoing all the hard work that you did during the week. And so I think that's all I have to say about that. Because I'm going to be honest, I haven't meal prepped today, and I kind of took a look at what we have in the fridge, but I'll probably need to run out to the store to take care of and make sure we've got some healthy options for the next couple days, because it is Saturday. Personally, what do I have going on this weekend? It's a long weekend. There's a holiday weekend. So, Monday's going to be off. There's football all day tomorrow. So those are the things that I need to remind myself of, and make sure that if we're going to my parents' house, I need to bring something, because there's not a lot of vegan options at their house, and I try not to go places expecting them to take care of me, because then I just end up eating, a piece of celery. And so, again, planning takes time, and it does take effort, but in the long run, it saves you time throughout the week. That's my main message for today. Like, something that I heard a long time ago that's really just starting to sink in is, if you fail to plan, then you're essentially planning to fail. And what I would take it a step further in, I can have this plan all laid out, but if I don't do the shopping, if I don't do the meal prep, it's really not going to do me any good, because you have to put action behind that plan. And so that's going to be the goal of these meetings, is just to, if you have questions on how to map this out for yourself, if you have questions on what plan you would be in, we can either talk in a separate conversation, or we can just go over it and call for other people to learn from. And hopefully this will be of value to you and help you just feel more confident going into the week. We don't always have to just talk about nutrition. We can talk about where you are with your workouts, and, time, what am I trying to say? Calendar scheduling, so that you can look ahead at your schedule and figure out where you're going to create time slots for grocery shopping, where you're going to create time slots for meal prepping, where you're going to create time slots for your workouts, for, you know, how to get in the habit of drinking water, just anything that comes up in regard to your wellness. It's this time is open. And so I hope to see you on one of our upcoming calls. Again, it's Saturdays at 8 a.m., Tuesdays at 5 p.m. If you have any questions, then let me know. If you have any topics that you'd like me to cover, like, for example, if there's another time slot where people are late or nobody shows up, then I can just do another video like this and hopefully provide you some value. I'm here to help you and support you. And if you can think of ways, because sometimes I might miss something. So if you can think of something that you need support with, or you have questions on that I can cover in like a quick video like this, then please let me know, and I'd be happy to come up with something to help you out. All right, have a great Saturday. I'm going to finish getting my meals together and get ready to work out.